Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Erin and I own 7 Sunless, a spray tan business in Seattle, Washington. And today's video is going to be all about the 7 things that I wish that I knew before I started my spray tan business. If you are out there and you are maybe thinking about starting your own spray tan business or really any beauty business, this video is gonna walk you through the 7 things that I just wish I knew in general about business and specifically spray tans. Let's get into it. We're gonna make our way from 7 to 1. So starting off with number 7, something that I wish I knew before starting my business was how lonely it is. And I don't mean that to scare you, since that is a little bit of a scary topic. It's just the honest truth. Something that I've encountered is I'm the only one pretty much out of all my friends and family who own their own business. Like friends specifically, no one can relate to what I'm going through. No one can give me advice really on the things that I maybe struggle with that they don't struggle with. That can be very isolating and very lonely. Not having anyone to relate to, talk to, just in terms of like the hardships and the everyday struggles that business owners in particular go through. So not to scare you, but just know it's lonely out here when you're doing something new and different than none of your friends and family are doing. Number 6, I wish that I went all in from the jump. Instead of really playing into this whole side hustle thing, I started my spray tan business on the side of my corporate job. So it was not my full-time job like out the gate. It was definitely something on the side, which I find a lot of people do. But for me personally, I just kind of treated it as that. I didn't treat it as like this big deal. I just was like, oh, it was also casual and like flippant. And I just feel like now where I'm at, where like this is my full-time job, this is my career, this is like my passion. I just was thinking back and thinking if I would have just given it my all from the jump and like had this mindset shift of like, no, I'm doing this and it's going to be successful. It's going to succeed. It's going to work out and I will make it work out no matter what. I just feel like I would have been more successful quicker. And that can like go into so many other things in terms of business, having that mindset shift and like being confident. Even though it was my side hustle, I just wish that I had that because I think it would have gotten me further faster. Number 5, this kind of goes hand in hand with number 6. Because I was so casual about my side hustle, not really thinking that it was going to be anything crazy, I did not invest in good quality training. For a lot of states in America, you do not need to be certified to be a spray tan artist, which is honestly still very confusing to me. Anyways, that's like a whole nother topic, but you do not need to be certified. So I literally was like, I'm going to find the cheapest spray tan certification training just so I can like say that I was certified. Like you don't have to be certified. There's no rule, no government law that is saying that you need to be certified, but I just was like, let me just like get certified. I think I paid like $50 for like 2 YouTube videos. Like it was so not anything serious at all. And I really don't recommend you do that. It all ties back to this mentality of like, oh, this is just like a hobby, not thinking of it as like a long-term business plan. And I wish that I did. And I wish that I got my training because basically what happened from me not having extensive, good quality training is I was not confident as a spray tan artist for years. And I was doing things wrong. I didn't know that they were wrong because I was 100% self-taught. But you live and you learn. We listen and we don't judge. But that's just something, if you were thinking about like not getting trained, please hear me when I say you need to get trained by a professional. Don't look for the cheapest course. That's just setting yourself up for failure. That's setting the tone for your business as like, I'm gonna half-ass this and take it from someone who did half-ass it. Don't do it. Number 4, again, these all kind of like build on each other, but number 4 is I wish that I owned being a business owner sooner. And what I mean by that is I would like not tell anyone that like I had this second side hustle business. I would be embarrassed to talk about it. I don't know why, but I just, for some reason for me, it was like a little bit embarrassing and I didn't like fully own it. And it goes back to my mindset And I just wish that I would have just owned like, oh my gosh, like telling everyone like, I have this business, like come check it out. Or like just being your own advocate. I don't know why. I could probably just do some self-reflecting and like figure out like what the roadblock was for that and like why I was embarrassed about telling people I had a business. But that's just something that I wish that I did differently from the jump, was just truly own like, I own a business. I started a business. If you are out there and you are wanting to start a business, you have just started your business, or you're anywhere along those lines of like thinking, starting, early stages, like you should be so proud of yourself, because there's a lot of people out there who want to start a business who never do. And so if you started something from zero, from scratch with nothing, and you are out here trying to make it, like you should be so incredibly proud of yourself. That is an accomplishment. Even if it fails, you still started something, you tried, you learned. That should be something that you are so proud of, not something that you are embarrassed about, not something that you are going to shy away from. So that's just something that I wish that I did differently, was just own being a business owner and trying something new. So if you take anything from this video, be proud, because what you're doing, even if it's super small, is still a huge accomplishment. Number 3, I wish that I knew that client experience and customer service trumps the best spray tan you could ever give someone, or the best service you could give someone. How you make someone feel and like the environment and the vibe that you create goes so much farther than giving someone the best spray tan. Because if you give someone the best spray tan, but like your service wasn't very good, or you were awkward and weird and people felt uncomfortable, even if you give them a great tan, they're probably not going to come back to you, because people want to feel safe, and especially with spray tanning, where you are tanning people most likely in the complete nude. That is a very, very vulnerable service. And if you're not able to make someone feel comfortable and just be a girl's girl and just hype them up and make them feel so comfortable, you're probably not going to succeed. I wish that I knew that from the jump, of just really being intentional about my space, how it smells, how it sounds, what I say and what I don't say. Like all of that creates such an impactful client experience. And I scream that from the rooftops in my training, that like that is the number one focal point of your business. Number 2, I wish that I had a CPA from the jump, someone who could guide me in what type of business structure was best for me, instead of having to like not really know what that was and make adjustments that would have saved me a lot of money, a lot of time later on. So hire a bookkeeper, hire a CPA. I really cannot emphasize how helpful and important those systems and structures, if they're set up from the beginning properly, how much that can impact the success of your business. I know that's not like a fun, sexy topic, but it's very, very important. Start your business the right way from the jump. And lastly, the number one thing that I wish that I knew before I started my business was that risks are the name of the game, and that if something feels scary, that does not mean that you shouldn't do it. There's been so many times that I have been scared out of my mind to make a decision, to do something. It feels like inherently like the wrong thing to do because it feels scary. It's like your body's like, no, don't make that decision. Don't open that location. Don't do that. Don't hire that person. Like whatever it is, but it's just because it's uncomfortable. That doesn't mean that it's a bad decision or that you shouldn't do it. All I'm trying to say is starting a business, doing anything that's risk worthy is extremely scary, and that honestly never goes away. It's a continuous journey of self-discovery, self-reflection, getting better every day. Nobody is perfect, but it's still scary. And I wish that I knew just how scary it was when I started, and to embrace the scariness and to not be so fearful. Okay, those are my top 7 things that I wish that I knew before I started my spray tan business. I hope this was helpful. I have so many more tips that I could give. So if there's anything that you want me to talk about, please leave a comment below. And if you're watching this and you are wanting a full guide of how to start your spray tan business in 2026, I actually have a free PDF download that I will link in the description box that you can click through and hopefully help kickstart some momentum in you starting your own spray tan business. I also offer online and in-person trainings. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.